so excited to talk with you today about our microdose collection. If you find yourself here, it's because you are interested in learning a little bit more about microdosing, the energetics behind it, the science behind it, and you're interested in learning about the particular blend that you are working with. So to start, I want to explain what is microdosing. Microdosing is when you are taking a sub-perceptual amount of a master plant, really of any plant, but in this particular case, we're speaking about magic mushrooms, psychedelic mushrooms, psilocybin cubensis. And in this particular case, mushroom medicine really helps us to soften, to come into a more compassionate space. In shamanism, we call mushrooms los niños santos, the little children. We call them the bringers of light. This is a beautiful medicine that will support you in connecting back to your inner child. It's also deeply nourishing, deeply nutritive, caregiving. It shows us the shadow parts of ourselves through a compassionate lens. So if you are in that space where you are meeting a shadow aspect of yourself, if you are willingly stepping into exploring a shadow aspect of yourself, or if you're needing support in this moment as you traverse the uncharted waters of life, microdosing mushrooms can be extremely supportive. At Yabisi, we are such proponents for gentle medicine. I love master plants. I'm so grateful that so many of us are finding accessible ways to work and to be in relationship with these master plants. But sometimes the medicine can be really intense. Sometimes you are a highly sensitive person like myself, and doing larger amounts of plant medicines can leave you feeling a little bit more dissociated. You might find that you've received so much clarity, you have a clearer understanding of things, you kind of know what needs to go, you know what is happening within your physical body that is emotional, emotions or spiritual dis-ease manifested, but you're like, I don't even know where to start. You feel a little bit like paralyzed by everything you've learned, and so you don't really take those initiatory steps. Or you sort of, again, disassociate, sort of block that experience out. You're just like, that was something I needed to see, but, thinking that the medicine's gonna work for you, when really it often just shows us, it lifts the veil, I call it. Microdosing medicine is really special because you are able to consume the medicine, be in relation with the medicine, and also be fully present in your everyday life. So in our blends, we're using 0.25 grams, so a little less than a quarter gram of mushrooms, which when you take them, even as a highly sensitive person, they're sub-perceptual. You're not feeling out of self, you're not hallucinating, you're not feeling much difference except for this art of awareness that comes in, this sort of perspective shift that comes in. And as we go through each particular blend, you'll get what I'm saying. I love to work with other supportive herbs, other supportive allies. I call it like the entourage. So we know that the active medicine in these blends is mushrooms, magic mushrooms. And these magic mushrooms we know are helping us to find our inner light, find compassion and softness, come back into contact with our younger selves. I feel like when we are more divinely closer to our purpose and to our true essence. So we know that this medicine is already helping that. So when we combine that with other herbs, it sort of helps the mushroom medicine to be gently guided to other spaces where we need particular support. And again, taking this low amount allows us to be fully present. If you are feeling triggered or finding looping thoughts happen throughout your day, taking the mushroom medicine and being in this space of mindfulness, in this act of noticing, we begin to see when these triggers arise. We're able to take a step back and decide, do I go back into this loop that I find myself in? Do I react in the way that I have been, that your body or your mind wants to automatically trigger into? Or do you take a breath and, sort of take an emotional and like a boundary step back? So that is where the magic happens. That is where the neuroregenesis, so like new neural pathways are being created. It's where we're foraging forward, we're starting over. And again, on this gentle way, it's like low and slow, but I have found for many of us, not all of us, for many of us, the low and slow route are the ways that we can stick with change, the way that we really see change manifested. I hope that this is supportive for you, and I'm excited to dive into your chosen plant medicines. This is the healer. This blend is so special. It tends to repress rage, anger, repressed emotion, grudges that are held in the body. When those types of energies and emotions are held in our soma, it can manifest as inflammation of the body, as stiffness, as fatty liver, poor functioning kidneys. It can manifest as acid reflux, IBS, being very high tempered, like being a little bit of a hothead. This happens because we do not have positive pathways for that energy to be moved through us. We hold on to it because in our society, in our day and age, there seems to be a lack of resources and places for folks to safely release anger. And my hope when creating this medicine was to help folks find safer pathways through gently detoxifying in the ways that our bodies naturally do, and helping to gently detoxify in the ways that our bodies spiritually do. So in this blend, you'll find turmeric, chaga mushroom, Ceylon cinnamon, black peppercorn. Let me make sure I'm not forgetting anything. No. And of course, the active component in these capsules is golden teacher mushroom. So in each bottle, the special thing about our blends is that they come with a microdosed version as well as a non-dosed to be this herbal supplement. When we build and formulate medicines, we are working with the energy of mushroom medicine, which is deeply compassionate, helps us to see our shadow selves, and then we use these beautiful allied herbs to help us gently guide that medicine. Again, for this particular blend, it is helping us to release anger, rage, things of that sort. So you'll find up top a muslin bag. In this muslin bag, there are 15 microdosed capsules with 0.25 grams of golden teacher. Again, very sub-perceptual. We're all about gentle medicine. And then on the bottom of the bottle, you'll find 25 non-dosed capsules. So if you're following a protocol, when you receive this capsule, you also received a QR code that gives you access to our journey book. It's called The Journeyer's Roadmap. It's a book that I wrote that's comprised of microdosing resources, giving you different protocols that are scientifically studied and backed with lots of anecdotal information, scientific information to sort of choose your adventure. There's also playlists to help you get into an easeful state, sort of setting the tone for your day or for your journey ahead. There's a calendar which is really helpful to help you map out the days that you're dosing and then the days that you're taking the non-infused supplement. There are also gratitude lit journals in there where you're able to daily track your gratitude for the day. And then there is a Rolodex of journal prompts that I love to do something called bibliomancy with that, where I'll scroll through or open through and allow my eyes to fall on a particular journal prompt. And oftentimes, more often than not, it's something that I really needed to process in that moment. So you have all these resources in this particular kit. But definitely utilizing that calendar, even if you got to put it in your Google Calendar, wherever it works for you, it's really helpful to be on a mindful regimen when working with these medicines. Again, we're all about gentle medicine, so this isn't going to be anything that's here. This is working through the subconscious. This is working through subtle acts of noticing and being present. So in this case, if you're working with the healer and let's say you find yourself going back into this space of anger, you feel the heat in your body, you feel the temperature change, you feel your body tense up. In that moment, this medicine allows us to create a bit of space where we are observing, we're not absorbing, we're not allowing the trigger to take over the story. We are taking a breath, and it gives us a chance to make a choice. Do I go back into the pattern that my body naturally is in the rhythm of? Or do I take this moment of noticing, this moment of awareness, and decide to pivot? Even if it's just a couple degrees, you can end up in a whole different place. And it's really beautiful that there are these gentle nudges. So it's not overwhelming, especially for a highly sensitive person, a person who is neurospicy. Like, sometimes things that are grand and very rupturing can be intense to integrate, can be intense to put into action. So I've found that gentle medicine is really beautiful for helping us to embody and create long-term change. I hope that this medicine is helpful for you. I hope that the journey guide is helpful, and I hope that you found something useful in this video. Happy journey.